first of all, I wanted to talk to you about your honorary doctorate. How's that feel?
Amazing. I got it from the Berklee College of Music. It was given to me early 2000. They, are one of the preeminent schools for contemporary music.
Right.
And I had been there to do some clinics and a few lectures and things like that. And they bestowed that honor on me. So I carry it proudly and wear it proudly.
I also understand you're an ambassador too?
Yes, they had a special program actually that they designed for me. And it was called the Ambassador for Artistry in Music. So I am the first one.
Yes.
And it was the provost, Larry Simpson, that put that together for me in such a way that I could, my role going back and forth to the college, he said, well, we'd really love to have you on faculty, but I wasn't ready to leave the West Coast. He said, well, what if we figured out a way to be able to have you come in kind of like an artist in residence and come off and on so that the students get to see you more often, that it's not just a one-time thing.
Right.
And I said, I'd love that, because interacting with the students, leaving and coming back to those same students has been fantastic. And even today, I see a lot of those students that I may have talked to their class when they were freshmen or in their third
How do you
or fourth
respond to the fact that a lot of schools throughout the United States are dropping music in schools?
Well, it starts at the elementary school level, where you have begun to see that music is just not even factored necessarily into being part of a well-rounded education, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Some middle schools still are trying to hold on, and a few high schools are still trying to hold on. But particularly in the public schools, that's where you see so many really talented kids and where their minds are so fertile. And if you can occupy those minds with something positive and something that allows for them to learn about teamwork and understand about cause and effect and practicing and goal setting, and all of these things are a part of music, particularly at that age. So I think it's a shame, and I hope that we can put that back. It's very important.
You have come from a background of prowess, so hearing you say that, people should open up their ears to that, won't they?
I hope so. I hope so. It's really important. It's
Yeah.
really important. There was a time when music was just a part, especially for our culture, where music was the platform for just about everything. You could go nowhere and not hear music. You would go to church and hear music. You go to the market and hear music. The radio was always playing. We used to get a lot of our information about music and art and news and everything else from the radio. And that's been a part of, I think, our identity, is to be able to hear ourselves making music, the soundtrack to our lives, so to speak.
You were having fun out there tonight. Let me ask you about Fahrenheit, your involvement in that.
Fahrenheit. What is Fahrenheit?
The music, it was part of a musical at Fahrenheit with some other young people that made that piece. I read that somewhere.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
They probably
about
took your
Fahrenheit.
music, right?
Maybe they used it and didn't tell me.
Probably.
I better look that up.
Yeah. Also, I'm listening to some of your hits, like Forget Me Not, over 14 million hits and that sort of thing. Aren't you amazed?
I am, especially because Forget Me Nots, when it first came out in the 80s, we had a hard time getting it off the ground.
Really?
We really had to, we believed in it. We had fun making it, and we did a little research and took it to a few clubs and saw the people dancing to it and said, oh, we might have something here, But the record company at the time, they didn't hear it. It was kind of ahead of the curve, so to speak, and they didn't like it at all. So what we ended up doing is, in believing in the music and believing in our art and in our work, we did some independent promotion, and we decided to just get it to the radio so that they could then put it in front of people, as they used to do, especially black radio.
Right.
And then the audience would say thumbs up or thumbs down. And it was a huge thumbs up. And that was a very valuable lesson. Not only did it become a big hit for me, but years and years and years later, it resurfaced. First in the movie of Tom Hanks called Big, and then later in the Men in Black franchise, which was, really, really huge. And since that time, people are sampling it and doing all kinds of things with it, and still today,
Right.
later.
Wow.
It's still getting a lot. And now TikTok just had a big thing where they were doing a dance routine worldwide to that particular song, Forget Me Not. So it's been amazing to see how it has lasted.
It was great to watch you at the piano. You remind me a lot of Nina Simone. That kind of artistry and competence, not normally seen by jazz musicians of your caliber. How would you describe yourself? As you're anyway having the ambitions that Nina had?
Well, I wasn't I didn't ever get a chance to meet Nina Simone, but of course, I knew what she represented. I knew what she represented to our people, and I have heard many of her talks and her opinions on the music and our responsibility as artists and what we do. And as years have gone by, her words, I hear them with a lot more depth now. She's not just the beautiful black woman that I've seen who plays piano and talks about the music and, get on people's case when they're not serious. There's a lot more there, obviously.
Yeah.
And as I get older, I appreciate her words very, very much. I really just wanted to be a great musician because I love the music. That's it. I just wanted to serve the music. I really wanted to be a composer. That's what I thought that I would be doing. The process leading to that, I had no idea. But certainly learning to play, learning to appreciate different styles of music, getting inside of those styles of music, because I wanted to write specifically for film and television.
Mm-hmm.
So developing that kind of wide vocabulary. And I had an appreciation anyway. My parents listened to music all the time. And, I got to hear a lot of great players. I got to see different iterations of what having a music career looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Los Angeles. So I could see musicians playing in a club. I could see music teachers teaching. I could see studio musicians who were, to the public, nameless, faceless folks that worked every single day playing in the studios, who were some of the most versatile and proficient musicians, playing on movies, playing for commercials and, soundtracks. So I saw how different aspects of having a music career could look. And it was very intriguing to me, and so I just wanted to be good enough to do any of it.
Are we going to get any other gems from you? Because it seems as though every time you do something, it's a gem.
Well, we'll see.
Whether it's R&B or jazz.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of different kinds of things of late. A lot of the music that I have been doing for symphonic orchestra has also surfaced now, and people are starting to play it. And of course, playing.
Can you tell me some of the names?
Sure. I've had several pieces recorded just in performance, but now orchestras are finding those recordings and wanting to ask and play some of these pieces. So my symphony has been played, and I've got a couple pieces that are going to be played by the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra during the summer. They just did a piece of mine.
Wow, Wisconsin.
Tacoma Symphony just did a piece of mine. So I'm very excited because next year I'm commissioned to write a piece for jazz violinist Regina Carter and orchestra.
Wow.
So where she's going to do a violin concerto that I am going to pen for her. So it's a lot of things like that that are going on, in addition to just my love of, songs and songwriting and everything. But I think I get a chance to I touch on a lot of different things, primarily because I'm teaching.
Yeah.
And that's been one of the things that has kept me, engaged and
Knowing,
vibrant,
your finger in the mix.
Totally, because the kids make you prove it. So you have to play a lot.
What is your experiences coming to Baltimore like?
I didn't spend a lot of time in Baltimore. I probably had spent in my career more time in the D.C. area. But I have found that coming here is really beautiful. It's a beautiful place. I know a lot of people here, so I don't know why I hadn't, been here more often. But now, with the club being here, Todd being an old friend, and, having a beautiful establishment, a great place to present the music, I'm hoping to be able to come more and more often.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of you. Please support this establishment. Support your music. I'm Patrice Rushen.